Hello Virgo, welcome back, welcome if you're new. So we're going to jump straight into your reading today. We're going to go into you guys, your person that you're connected to, get some messages from them, and whoever else wants to come out. Some advice, and we're going to ask the pendulum at the end of the reading, the question on your mind, a yes, no answer to it, so you can get that question in mind, and then, yeah, we'll see what it says. So let's get on, Virgo. What's going on for Virgo? Virgo. We have intuition. We have duty. Nature. Bottom of the deck, we have sacrifice. Don't know why, but that song "Sacrifice" by Creed came into my mind. Might mean something to you. I do feel like this is sacrificing something that's not serving you any longer. I do feel like your intuition is leading you to back to yourself, really. There's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of illusions around something here, because we do have the moon in the back of that intuition card, and I feel like with the duty coming out, I feel like for a lot of you there's a lot of responsibilities around you that you feel like you have a duty to, but I feel like you maybe need to sacrifice that in order to give more to yourself a little bit. And we do have here nature as well, so I do feel like, you know, there is some grounding to do here, Virgo, maybe with yourself here. So let's have a look for Virgo. Let's see what's in the past position for Virgo, please. What's coming up in their past? We have the Empress. And in the present, the Star. And for the potential future, we have the Tower. Okay. See why the Empress is here. We'll clarify these cards. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel like this is you working on yourself here, Virgo. Nothing wrong with that. I do feel like the sacrifice is something that brought you a lot of happiness and feeling here. It felt like a connection that was a wish come true. Because look, it's like these two people are connected here. I do feel like for some of you, it makes you maybe feel a little bit uneasy. Maybe, okay, I do feel like for some of you, you did take some action towards somebody, but this was a time to really give more to yourself. I'm just going to put it out there. Your intuition's been leading you towards yourself. I feel like for some of you, this could even be a pattern of behaviour that keeps showing up for you. Where you've maybe rushed into things with people and they just haven't worked out the way you wanted, because it seemed on the outside that everything was all good, and I feel like you're having this Tower moment here in the potential future to follow your intuition. Intuition's big in your reading today, Virgo. And this is about working on yourself and working on, you know, what lights you up in this world. So let's see. I feel like for some of you, you maybe get all excited in the beginning, and then all of a sudden people start to change, or you start to see the true colours sort of thing, and then it's like, why am I doing this sort of thing. For some of you, let's see, why is the Empress here and the Ace of Wands? We have the woman holding a coin. So I do feel like for some of you, this is about working on your coins. Maybe working towards a job here. Your own stability. Like, what? I have a card here. I'm going to take it because it says give gratitude with grace. Because I don't know where that card's come from, but it was in with this deck. We're going to take it as an extra. So for some of you, there might be an attitude of gratitude to have with the things that you do have in your life. I feel like for some of you, this might be wanting more than what you've already got. But we need to have gratitude for the things that we do have in our life right now, and then you can receive more. So we do have here the daughter romance. So again, I'm feeling like there has been a connection here that, you know, I feel like for some of you, this is about emotional unavailability to some of you, and you're waiting for somebody to unlock that part of you. Nobody else can give you that love except you. And I feel like for some of you, it's like, I feel like, you know, you need to maybe concentrate on yourself first and loving yourself first. And it's hard to do that when you don't know how to do it. It is. So we have here deceit. So some of you really putting this on the back burner when it comes to your intuition. You maybe not following your intuition, and then all of a sudden things go to shit, sort of thing, with relationships and everything else. Because I feel like for some of you, you're wanting more. Not to say that you can't have what you want, but I feel like you need to respect yourself first and maybe go through the healing process a little bit more. Again, we do have appreciation on the bottom of the deck. So there is a need to maybe take a step back and appreciate the things that you do have in your life right now and give more to yourself, because I feel like you're giving a lot to others, focusing your energy on the external a lot. This is only advice, you don't have to, but it feels like there's a lot of external things going on around you that you think that can help you, when really it's about just going inwards and looking at yourself and how you feel about yourself. So, let's see, Virgo. Let's see what's going on with the person that you're connected to. Here, Virgo. We have Temperance. Love that. Card of Sagittarius. Might mean something to you. We also have there the Three of Wands. There was a straggler there, so I'm going to take it and put it back in the deck. Let's see what else there is. So that's going on with the person that they're connected to. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's clarify these cards. Okay. Bottom of the deck we have the Hierophant. I feel like this person is getting in touch with their spirituality for some of them. Some of them may be spiritual, just saying. They don't have to be. But I also feel like they're gaining knowledge at this time. Could be a Taurus as well. We do have the Lovers there, which is Gemini. Might mean something to you. So with the Temperance and the Queen of Cups, I do feel like this person is looking after themselves right now. I feel like for some of them, they're keeping their emotions intact. They're working on their emotional stability. They're really trying to balance themselves out right now. And with the Three of Wands and the Lovers, I do feel like they may be waiting for their ships to come in when it comes to love. They're sitting waiting for it. Waiting for it to happen. Things might not be moving the way they want, though. This is slow. This is slow because they are going through a new learning process here. And, you know, I feel like they're having their own justice here. This is about them learning lessons. But it is moving very slow, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest in the deck. But it gets to the finish line. Let's further clarify the Temperance and the Queen of Cups. We have Envy. So I feel like for some of them, they are working on some jealousy issues here with the Envy card coming out. There might be some jealousy issues that they're working on for some of them. And again, I'm feeling like they're just nurturing themselves through this. We have here Healer of the Ages. So they do want to heal this connection. They're waiting for maybe new love or whatever else wants to come in for them. But I feel like predominantly they are working on their own healing right now and what they need to do for themselves. With that Healer of the Ages coming out. And we do have Hostilities. So I feel like right now we have the Thinking Woman on the bottom of the deck as well. So I do feel like for some of them, you are on their mind still here, Virgo, but there is some hostilities that they're dealing with on the outside. And it might even be with themselves, that they're fighting with themselves here as well. And this is why it's moving so slow. Not to say that they'll never come back or anything like that, but I feel like they're dealing with their own shit right now. They're going through a learning process, as I said, with that Hierophant. They're learning a lot about themselves at this time. So let's get some messages from the person that you're connected to. We have 1 Pentacle. So they are looking for a new beginning here. Possibly with you, possibly with somebody else. Let's have a look. I sometimes wonder if you care. And I feel like that might be why what they're working on right now. Wondering if you still care about them. Wondering, if you're okay. And if you still care about them as well. I think they go back and forth about this as well. And we got, I think so, yes. So again, I'm feeling that back and forth sort of energy because they're thinking on it. They think so. They think about it. I feel like they're very back and forth with this connection. I feel the confusion coming through. I know you from somewhere. So some of them are like feeling like you've really connected to them. And again, I'm feeling like they are back and forth about this connection, the way that they feel about you, and deciding whether to move on or to stay put where they are. So, or move on to something new. Because they are wanting that new beginning regardless. So, Virgo, let's see what else wants to come out for you. And then we're going to get some advice. We have the Castle, the Poet, and we have the Fault Line. Bottom of the deck, we have Eros. I'm sure that came out last time. I feel like you need to speak to yourself in a better way. So here, and again, this is about you building on your own life and stop maybe focusing on the external so much. This eye is closed, so I can't see what's going on around them. I feel like for you, it's like building on yourself and how you feel about yourself, how you communicate to yourself as well. The way that you see yourself, the way that you perceive yourself, rather than seeing through the eyes of the external, what they could be thinking about you, how they perceive life. I feel like for you, it's actually looking at yourself and how you feel. And I feel like this is going to crack you right open when you go inwards and look at this, because it's like we all carry that sort of thing with us where it's that sort of shadow side coming out to play here, Virgo, I'm feeling. But when you crack yourself open, you're gonna allow the light to come in. When you allow yourself to be spoken to, when you speak to yourself really in a better way. And we have here the Poet, and you'll find that when you speak to yourself in a better way as well, how other people start treating you right when you start respecting yourself and loving on yourself more. You'll see how things change. And it's not manipulate anybody, because we don't do manipulation. You don't need to manipulate anybody. You just carry on being yourself, and stay true to that, but also change the way that you do speak to yourself. So we have here the Poet. And I feel like with the Poet, it's like you do hold a lot of emotions in, I'm feeling here, because this is like, looks like the moon's in her hands. And these thoughts are flying everywhere. So I do feel like you do hold it in. And then when you let it out, it goes a bit haywire, your emotions, because it's like it goes up to your head, and then your head takes over, and then like you come from a space of, it's not so much love, it comes from a space of logic. So I feel like for some of you just let it out, and that might be something to work on within yourself, how you show up for yourself, because nothing external should bother you. And I feel like for you, when you really dig into that, again, this is about shadow work and cracking you open to let the light in. So it's actually just facing yourself and feeling here, Virgo. So let's get some advice for you, Virgo. Advice for Virgo, please. We have guidance, When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. So for some of you, this is following, like, this is about following your intuition and how things actually do make you feel, you know, at a soul level, going inwards and looking at yourself, not the external, like how they're showing up for you or anything. That does not matter. What matters is you and how you feel about you. So we have here divine flow, and we also have karma there wanted to come out, and we have liberation on the bottom of the deck. So divine flow, eventually one sublime desire takes precedence over others. To follow the Tao, the divine flow at all costs. So again, I'm feeling like this is about getting present in your life and really working on what you've actually got in your life right now that you can be grateful for, that you can get into flow with. So like taking them moments, like when you're on your own, what can you do to give to yourself? What is going to bring you a sense of enjoyment? Doing them sort of things, that's going to keep you present. And it's going to allow you to go into flow. So we have here karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So I do feel like for some of you, you are having some karma pop up from past lives here. There might even be karma from this lifetime. But it's nothing that you can't handle, and it's nothing that you can't change, because we always have a choice and we can always change the direction. So we have here liberation. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. And I feel like when you start talking differently to yourself, it's like there's a lot about self-talk here and how you speak about yourself, to yourself, beating yourself up, not feeling good enough or worthy. There's a lot about that, and I feel like when you go through it and start speaking to yourself a little bit differently, your perception of yourself, you'll start going through those doubts and fears and really going through with the motions of changing that, how we speak to ourselves. You'll start speaking differently to others when you feel differently about yourself, and that, other people's perceptions are not yours. So Virgo, let's ask a question to the pendulum. So if you'd like to pause the video, get a question in mind, we're going to ask the pendulum what is the answer to Virgo's question on their mind. So we have there no. So Virgo, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have the most beautiful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye.